Hello and welcome back to the Social Jar Christmas special, mate. It's that time of year, 'tis the season to be jolly, and 'tis the season to get back on the Social Jar to talk through some of our favourite Christmas social media moments, Christmas adverts, some controversial moments. But before we get into all of that, mate, I'm sure you'll agree, this set doesn't feel anywhere near Christmassy enough to me.
It doesn't, Dan, but just, I've been so busy with these deadlines. I've just, me, I already promised to get a set for the regular show, and I'm not going to go and do it for the Christmas special, am I?
Mate, don't you worry. I've spoken to my friends at the North Pole, and I've got a little bit of Christmas magic that I can sprinkle upon the Social Jar for you here today.
Okay, then.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa.
Nice. Looking good, mate.
Whoa.
Looking good. Very festive. Is that new?
That must be. I've never seen it before. Look at this. You have got a lot of magic in those hands, Dan.
I tell you what, mate. This is looking a lot better. Much more like Christmas.
This is very Christmassy, isn't it?
Looking good, mate. Looking good. So.
Likewise, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So it's that wonderful time of the year, my friend. You looking forward to the festive period? How are you looking to spend it? Anything nice planned?
Never anything nice. No, I'm joking. Obviously, a lot of time with family and friends over the Christmas period, which I'm very much looking forward to. We've had a very big year here at Uniform. A lot of big projects that some of them are coming to an end. Some of them are just pausing for the Christmas period, but a well-deserved rest, I believe, for everybody on the team to enjoy the festivities. Indeed.
It's been a big year here. And this seems like the perfect way to end it, mate. A nice Christmas special, a nice way to round out the Social Jar. We've really enjoyed it. This is its inaugural year. On to bigger and better things, hopefully, in 2022. I'm looking forward to what we've got planned. But for now, we'll stick to Christmas. And obviously, it wouldn't be the Social Jar if we didn't put a marketing social media spin on things. But before we do all of that, your favourite Christmas adverts are a massive part of Christmas. They're a massive deal every single year. We've literally just spent some time watching them before we come on air to decide which are naughty or nice in the Social Jar opinion. Did you see me? That's going to happen more than once.
Is this what girls with like the long hair, do they have to do this all the time?
Basically the
Give me a
same
bobble
thing,
or something.
So, your favourite Christmas TV ads, mate? Do any stand out?
How can you have this conversation and not mention the classic that is the Coca-Cola Holidays Are Coming?
The OG.
Holidays are coming, holidays are coming, holidays. I don't know any of the other lines, but
that's not important. I suppose that's the sign of a good advert, right? If you know the song, you can picture it in your head, then it means that's a success, right?
Yeah. I'm gutted though. I've never actually, you know how every Christmas, I don't know with the last few years because of COVID if it's happened, but the Coca-Cola van usually visits like major cities, and I've never been fortunate enough to go to it, and that I'd love to actually do that. I always remember when I was a kid, like when that advert played, you're like, oh, it's really Christmas now.
That's the sign, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
the official changing of the guard between autumn and Christmas, that winter period. As soon as you see that TV hit your screen, you know Santa's coming to town. I think it's already been and gone in Manchester, though, unfortunately. So you're going to have to wait another 12 months for that opportunity. But we'll get you there, mate. We'll get you there.
Yeah. How about you, Dan? You got any favourites?
Yeah, I liked... it's a bit of a niche one. I don't know if it was just a fever dream, because I mentioned this to people and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. But I remember, I think it was Sainsbury's, and it played on, I think it was like 100 years since it happened or something like that. But it's that moment in, I think it's World War One, when like you had the German and British forces on the trenches and they stopped for a game of football, like in the middle, and like they exchanged chocolate. And I think Sainsbury's released the bar of chocolate that they exchange in the advert as in the shops. I don't know if do you remember this? Please say.
No.
Oh, right.
No
okay. I'm definitely a fever dream. But I really like that one. We've actually got a few sort of campaigns that we've seen here, which some naughty, one definitely naughty, one nice, and then one which I'm going to put to you, and you can decide, because it splits opinion. It's very long running, but we'll come to that later on.
Can't wait.
So the first up on the nice list, it was by Ted Baker, actually, and it was their hashtag Ted's Elfie. So like selfie, but with Ted's new word, Elfie. Their Christmas Instagram campaign. This was created by an agency down in London called Poke, and it saw Instagram users sort of like a choose your own adventure style treasure hunt, where you had to relocate the elves that had gone missing from Santa's grotto. They were last seen in Santa's Christmas selfie, and they've been dispersed all over Instagram. And users had to go onto the @TedSelfie Instagram page and use the pictures which had sort of clues on, which then linked to new accounts like @JourneyEast or @WanderWestward. And you had to sort of go through Instagram in this choose your own and find the elves. And those that did it first won some cool Ted Baker prizes.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
I love a bit of Ted Baker. Yeah.
I actually saw Bleacher Report do something similar on their accounts recently. I don't know if it was inspired by this, but it was a sort of like you're a football player and it's like a choose your own adventure through your own career. So you choose to like stay at one club or leave. I think these are pretty cool.
Yeah, no, anything that has like audience participation in, I think is always great. That interactive element. I think they did like a Black Mirror episode a few years ago, maybe on Netflix, which was like choose the ending. Those kind of things are always fun, and especially Christmas time. Something for the kids to do. I mean, I don't know if you're going to get kids to. Is it Ted Baker?
I actually checked this out. There are a lot of adults getting involved.
A lot of adults getting involved to win those Ted Baker goodness. But it's really cool, and obviously the agency put a lot of thought into that, developing all these accounts. I'd imagine I've not seen it because it wasn't. It seems like it's been deleted, so I wasn't able to.
You can't go and do it anymore. All the elves have been safely returned to Santa. You'll be pleased to know.
Safely returned. But what I'm imagining it is if you go to one of those pages that you mentioned, loads of random pictures, and if you keep scrolling down, you'd find an elf somewhere there, which is really cool, really interactive, and obviously got a lot of engagement for the Ted Baker company. On their social accounts.
I've actually got some of the numbers here. So. 14,500 competition entries. That's quite a hefty number, and 37,000 interactions just on Instagram alone on the hashtag TedSelfie hashtag, which is pretty awesome. And it also highlighted to me that we don't see enough choose your own ending. Like I remember books as a kid. Those you'd be like, for this to happen, go to page 42, or for this to happen, go to page. Not enough of that goes on anymore, man. No. They were great. That's my joke.
You know what? Maybe I had a deprived childhood because I don't think I really ever got to choose my own ending.
I'm starting to be worried because a lot of the things I seem to be associating with the Christmas period are turning out to be nonsense, it seems, or just completely.
I don't want to say that they don't exist, Dan. I'm sure they do.
But it seems that way, mate. I'm a little. But one thing that does exist for sure, and we really rather wish it didn't, is something that happened just this week. Actually, this is, and I'm laughing because I shouldn't. It's not funny.
It's really not funny.
But I'm laughing in a way that I can't believe it. Someone signed this off, and B, I can't believe it's still there. So it's the Metropolitan Police's 12 Days of Crimemas, which sounds. I saw it. And I thought, okay, that's got to be a joke. And it pulls up like it's a motion graphic, and it comes on screen. It's like an advent calendar with the 12 days all as doors. Like you see a lot of brands do this, don't you? The door opens up and then there's something behind it. And it sort of comes up and they're all like silhouettes, and there's 12 of them. And in the middle it says 12 Days of Crimemas. And you're like, okay, still expecting a joke here. And then it zooms in on door number 1 and you're like, okay, ready to see what's funny here. And then it's a wanted criminal. The door opens and it's a man wanted for an assault and carrying a knife, and there's just his mugshot there and snow falling, and it's like last seen here, and this man assaulted someone, and I saw it. I couldn't quite believe what I was seeing.
I remember in the office you said, Andreas, I need you to look at this because I don't know how to react. Can I have your opinion? And I was like, oh, go on then, and go. Right, here you go. You press play on the video. Starts really nicely. Then obviously, as you said, it ends with the mugshot of somebody that the Met Police are looking to capture during the Christmas season. And my only thought, because I'm going to try and defend it first before we absolutely destroy it, is that obviously it's so silly. And as you saw in the comment section, most people sharing it are like, oh my God, I can't believe the Met Police would do content like this, or I can't believe like they're making almost a joke of capturing a criminal. My only thought is that they've done that on purpose. Remember, we've had this discussion on the podcast before about the tiered list of biscuits and putting actual good biscuits at the bottom because you want those comments.
It's basically the same thing, jammy dodgers and criminals, isn't
Absolutely.
it? I mean, they're one of the same things.
Basically, they are the same thing. And, you know, on the Facebook Files episode, we discussed about the algorithm on Facebook especially, which is the more comments you get, the more likely it is for a post to appear. So if they are using those, you know, if they're smart and they've really thought about this, then that's genius. I'll give you that one. But any other explanation, which is like, hey, this is great, you know, people might be more inclined to like report somebody because it's got it's a cool advent calendar vibe. It just feels such a juxtaposition to present this lovable, amazing time of the year, which is Christmas or the holidays, with a criminal who's wanted for assault and wielding a knife.
Yeah, it's Ryan, who long-time viewers of the Social Jar will remember. He came to me yesterday. He was like, "Imagine how weird you would feel if you like that was your attacker," and it was like just behind this opening door. It was like that's such. And the Met Police are in some pretty hot water at the moment anyway because of a Christmas party that happened down in London quite recently, last year.
Oh well, yeah.
I don't know too much about it, but so for them to come out and do this, they're really doubling down at the moment. Quite risky, and yeah, really quite bold. It's still there. If you want to go and see it, just check out the Met Police's. I saw it on their Twitter page. When I saw it, I screenshot it because I was like, I can't guarantee for B-roll that it will still be there.
Will this still be here?
At the time of recording, it is, and you know it's been there for a good few days. So I'm assuming they're gonna stand by it, and there will be more of them coming over as we run up towards Christmas Day.
Well, I mean, like, you know, for Bellator, for example, we came up with the concept of the advent calendar with the 12 best moments of the year, which that's plausible. People will go, well, that's nice. I like that content. The minute you start to suggest to somebody, it's like, hey, you know, we're going to do that, but we're going to put criminals behind the door. Because look, advent calendars, you know, you kind of, whenever you think of an advent calendar, you think, oh, a lovely, delicious treat behind the doors. Maybe it might be a piece of chocolate, it might be a block of cheese. I don't know. There's so many crazy advent calendars around now, including the Chanel one, which has been universally panned for an £80 advent calendar that had mostly stickers and testers in it. But yeah, you think of nice things, don't you? You don't think of criminals. It is weird, and I agree with Ryan. Like, how weird would that be? Like, you may have gone through something incredibly traumatic. So, what's behind door number 12? Oh, it's my attacker. Yeah, it's. Oh, I'm so sorry.
So let's swap roles, right?
Okay.
Since we're in this sort of, we did it earlier on. We've transformed into this new set. I'm going to transform you once again. You're in the same role that you are now. You're high up in the social media team at Met Police London. I'm PC.
Plod.
I don't suppose they're PCs. I come to you and think, Gaffer, I've got a great idea.
Imagine you could only get a job on the social team if you're a police officer.
PC. So I come to you and I'm like, Gaffer, I've had a great idea. I've slept on it. It's totally foolproof. We're going to do the 12 days of Crimemas. And, you know, sometimes you see police pages saying like cute images of the new like K9 team, don't you? You see like they share the new dogs and stuff like that they're going to be using. It's very cute, and the gaffer's going to be like, oh yeah, what are we putting behind there? Like, you know, good work that we've done this year in the community, or maybe some of those cute canines that people love to see. You think, no. You know those 12 criminals that we've been struggling to catch for months? Bit of snow, door opens, bang, mugshot. What would you say? Are you going, yeah, action that?
I'd be
Let's
like,
sign that off.
This sounds like the perfect setting for a new Scooby-Doo movie. That's what I would say. Yeah, like I said, if they've done it in the whole controversy method, which everybody's doing now, then quite smart. Other than that, I don't know how you can just say that was good. That's definitely the naughty list, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. And then the last one, as I said, is something that I'm going to give you the chance to call the all-important Santa-like role of deciding whether this is naughty or nice. And it is Kevin the Carrot, and now Ebenezer Scrooge, and Marcus Radishford. This
what
universe of animated vegetables seems to be growing. I didn't realize it's been with us since 2016. Can you believe that? We're 5 years into the Kevin the Carrot. Sorry,
5 years
dynasty.
Deep into the cinematic universe that is Aldi.
What a world. What a world. it really divides opinion. People don't like it because they sort of see like, you know, the personification of inanimate objects seems to be the route that a lot of companies go down now, whether it's like, you know, an animal or a vegetable in this case. It seems pretty unimaginative, I think is the right word. It grinds people because they don't see too much, and like I think this one, especially as it's now been running for 5 years, are they kind of milking it? Some people absolutely love it. I actually saw that they've started selling at stores in the West Midlands, and that's where I'll be going back home to Christmas to Birmingham. So maybe I can snag one of my own. They're going to be selling plush toys of the different carrots and radishes and bananas from the Aldi cinematic universe.
Sign me up right now,
mate. They're so they're like, yeah, people, we're going to be limiting them to 2 per customer. We don't want any mass crowds, no stampedes or anything like that. I didn't realize there was such a frenzy behind this cinematic universe, but it turns out there is. It's a love-hate relationship. Where do you stand on, I should mention this does have a social link. I'm not just asking you if it's taken over the Aldi UK Instagram. Again, it's sort of one of those sort of like a jigsaw puzzle where all the posts fit together to form a nice feed, and they're all different products that they sell at Aldi. It's sort of like a big Christmas dinner, like all set out on a table, and there's all the different products. It is quite nice. But all of that aside, Ebenezer Scrooge, have you watched this year's advert?
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, it's a nice tale. A classic tale, obviously, written by Charles Dickens.
Charles Chickens, yeah.
Yeah, in this case, Charles Chickens. Very imaginative. Obviously, I'm gonna put my thought process in that it's cool. Aldi, they're doing something to try and make kids want to eat vegetables. However, I think actually what they're doing is trying to make kids want to to ask their parents to buy for them plush toys, nice. Which is obviously the opposite end of the spectrum. But they've got Marcus Rashford involved.
Yeah.
He's actually, in the advert, he does the voice of the radish.
He's got one line.
He's got one great line. He does kick a ball around, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because it's like,
it'd be rude if he didn't.
Yeah, obviously the legend that is Marcus Rashford. And it just plays out like the normal Christmas Carol with Ebenezer Scrooge learning his lesson and not being a miserable old bastard anymore.
As he normally is. Yeah.
And he is.
He comes around in the Christmas carrot as opposed to the Christmas Carol. I'm sure you'll be seeing that on the TV screens, and hopefully Aldi will hope on some Instagram content as well. I think in terms of the naughty and nice list, that's all I've got down for now. So it seems that there are more cases of nice than of naughty. People they take them so seriously, don't they, Christmas adverts? It's like a massive, the John Lewis one especially, there's a lot of pressure on that, whoever the team is designing that, because the John Lewis one is that's usually the first one of the first ones to come out, isn't it? Is it an alien this year? It's like an alien that touches down and people try and teach him the meanings of...
Here's the thing. It's just Christmas adverts in general. Like it was trending on Twitter probably about a month ago. But I think it was either Sweden or Norway had done an advert which was gay Santa, and like everyone was absolutely outraged by it. And then you've got the parody. I don't know if you remember this, but there's a Robert Dias parody video, which I'm just go and search for that online. Robert Dias Christmas advert. It's obviously not Robert Dias, but it's a hilarious parody. But yes, people take Christmas adverts very, very seriously. I remember a few years ago, it may have been Argos, or it could have actually been Sainsbury's, where they had a multiracial family.
Sainsbury's.
Yes, Sainsbury's. And everybody went ballistic. It was like, oh my God, what are you trying to do? Change Christmas, and I'm an old racist. Oh, don't you dare ruin Christmas for me. I don't know why I've got a London accent, but people felt so strongly about that, and it was ridiculous.
What is that about?
It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And obviously people have a very special place in their heart for Christmas adverts.
Right.
And that's because it's a time of the year that generally people try and feel good. They try and, forget about all the difficult things that have happened in the year, all their struggles, all their hardships, and they try and celebrate. And that's why Christmas has such a strong feeling. And these Christmas adverts, an extension of that, it's like, oh, you can't take Christmas away from us. Christmas is ours, So it's just people definitely take Christmas adverts too serious, and I just the Aldi one is an example there. It's been going multiple years. People getting a bit annoyed about it, aren't they? They're getting a bit aggravated that they're carrying on the story, like, because it was Kevin the Carrot was originally the main character, if I'm correct, and now you got all these different characters.
He doesn't even have a prominent role, does he?
Didn't
really?
they kill him off?
Yeah,
like in the previous year? I don't even know. Nor do I care. But the Christmas marketing advert, it's always an opportunity for businesses. It's always an opportunity for companies, especially in the groceries industry, to make a stamp, to make a mark. And, in years' time, people will always talk about, like we've done on the show, hey, do you remember that advert from X, Y, Z year? And that's what they're aiming to do, to create a legacy. Some hit, some miss. But that's what Christmas is all about.
Damn right, mate. Damn right. And we love... It's an opportunity to create content, and we love the Christmas period here at Uniform. It's a busy one, but we can always do so much fun stuff. And we've done some fun stuff on the Uniform pages recently, and I would like to give you a chance to answer some critics that you received based on, if you saw them, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go and check them out. It's Andreas's. If you go on any of our social pages, you'll see that we've been running our personal top 5 Christmas songs and Christmas movies. Now, I was the one that posted these, and I knew exactly who to start the series with. I was like, I know exactly who's going to get this fire burning. And it was you, my good friend.
It was me. The main man, the head honcho, the gaffer, the boss, Mr. Claus himself.
You took some heat, my friend.
I took some heat,
from some friends. Some foes, it might seem. For
there
some
was
of the
a lot
choices.
of anger directed at me.
Lethal Weapon got a lot of attention in the top 5. What were your top 5?
It was Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. It's a Wonderful Life was in there.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Muppet
Christmas Carol. Christmas Vacation, and. Another film, which is clearly my favourite film of all. It may have been Home Alone. It might have been Home Alone 2. Can't honestly remember off the top of my head. I'm sure you can get it up right there, Dan, if you really want me to dig into it. But those are my top 5 films. Those are just the films that generally I like to see. I don't necessarily sit down and watch them at Christmas, but it's nice sometimes having them on in the background. It always makes you feel very festive.
Nothing like Lethal Weapon on Christmas Eve,
well,
is there?
actually, the first scene, Dan, if we're talking about the theatrical cut and not the director's cut, actually, the first scene, it is, it's Riggs, undercover cop, and it's kind of this drug deal going down at a tree sales place, where they're selling new trees, and he busts them, and it's a big chase and all that, and then the end sequence happens at Christmas as well, lots of Christmas trees and lights. So that's why I'm like, that's a Christmas film. Die Hard, another Christmas film. It happens on Christmas Eve, I believe, at Nakatomi Palace.
That's the one. That's the one. Very well done.
Again, not the biggest Die Hard fan, but I do enjoy the film. So I will say, and I'm going to be the judge right now, I'm going to be Mr. Claus himself. Yep. Whoever, I don't know, like, oh, Jesus, whoever you worship. And I'm going to say that it is a Christmas film as long as there is at least one Christmas scene in it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this was the conversation that I was having. I watched the first Harry Potter the other day, The Philosopher's Stone. There's a Christmas scene in that. Chloe, my girlfriend, was trying to spend
Came
it
out
as a
at Christmas as well.
Yeah. So I think that's a pretty good rule to go by, and I think that explains a lot of the choices that you made, and hopefully answers some of the criticism that you've also received. Mine are yet to go up. They're going up this week, so stay tuned for that. Because there's at least one. I won't reveal what it is. There's at least one Christmas song which I sort of accidentally on purpose put in there to see what people would say, because I do enjoy it. I'll leave it at that. Wouldn't want to ruin the surprise. No. And then the final section on our Christmas special, mate, here on the Social Jar is a social media manager's wish list, where we're going to put forward some of the things that we would like to see, or some of the things that we're wishing for this Christmas that we'd like to see come along on our most favourite platforms in 2022. But before we get into the social media side, what have you written? What's on your Christmas wish list to Santa this year? Have you written to the North Pole? What have you asked for this Christmas?
Yeah, I've wished for world peace and to end hunger.
That's so Andreas.
That's so me.
That's such a great guy.
I know. I just love everybody, and I want everybody to have a wonderful time of the year. I mean, if I hadn't already got a PS5, that would definitely be on the list as well.
But now we've got that.
I've got that. That's been ticked off.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I am absolutely awful at Christmas in all sense of the word. I'm like terrible at asking for presents. I'm terrible at buying presents. Just absolutely awful in this regard. I think it's lucky that I've got good family and friends around me that know me so well. Otherwise, I would be the worst person to buy for because I just blank. I'm terrible at asking for this stuff. Like people's like, oh, what would you like for Christmas? And you're like,
I can guess. Having known you 10 months now, something like that. This would be Dan's family if you're watching.
Yeah, they most certainly are. If
you're struggling,
even my dad weighed in on your Christmas ranking, didn't he?
Did.
So I know that the wise
he was angry.
Yeah, he wasn't happy.
He was very angry.
So they definitely will be watching.
Yeah, then I'm going to get some stick for not even remembering the list as well, especially because it caused so much controversy. But Dan's family, if you're struggling, you're thinking, oh no, what can I get Dan? But in a Brummie accent, obviously. What can I get Dan for Christmas? Here you go. He loves the Chicago Bulls.
Yep.
He loves the basketball stuff.
I do.
He's a big Aston Villa fan, and also he loves puppies. So
yes,
there you go. That is.
I think.
There you go.
Sold. Christmas solved, mate. Yeah, would love a puppy. So if you're watching, mum and dad, please. And blame Andreas for any ideas as well. But onto the social stuff.
Sorry, onto the actual point of this episode.
We're here for a good time, mate. It's that time of year.
Very festive.
Indeed.
All that's missing is some mince pies.
Yeah. What happened to those?
I just completely forgot.
Do you want to air my feelings on mince pies? Is that it?
Well, go on. I think you deserve stick.
Well, I took a lot of hate in the office earlier this week because Andreas, being, as I said, the wonderful boss he is, brings in some mince pies for the team and offered one to me with a big smile on his face, and I sort of went, mate, and you looked at me probably more disappointed than I've ever seen you, and went, you don't like them, do you? And I was like, nah. Well, and then I felt like I got hard done by because I was taking heat from Ryan, I was taking heat from Beth, I was taking heat from you. And I'm like, it's not that I actually had one the other day. They're very nice. They're brandy infused, the ones. They're nothing but the best here at Uniform HQ.
Yeah.
And it's just like one of those, I don't actually dislike a lot of food, but it's just like one of those things I'd never choose. Yeah. Like if it's there, if you offered me all the festive treats and, known to man, I don't think I'd be reaching for the mince pie first.
What are you picking though? Stollen or mince pies if they're next to each other?
Mince pie.
There you go.
It's not that I don't like them.
So there you go. Another one for Dan's family. If you want him to eat the mince pies and he's annoying you because he's trying to be this all high and mighty guy that doesn't like him, put him next to a bunch of Stollen and there you go. They're all gone.
Boom.
All gone.
Yeah. Christmas pudding as well. Not a massive fan of. We're actually discussing, I feel like the tubs of chocolates, the heroes, the celebrations, the quality streets, they're my ideal Christmas treats. Yeah. I'll be reaching for those first. But so maybe next year I'll be wishing for a new palate and I'll be liking mince pies. But there's some other things that we'll be wishing for next year. Some things on social media. We put this question out, received a couple of replies. Mitchell Ivey was one guy that got back to us, and he was hoping for to be able to post Instagram stories from desktop and to have multiple options on the polls that you can put on Instagram stories. I thought
it's a very good wish list.
100%.
Very, very good.
What other things would you like to see on social in 2022, mate?
That is a great question.
I've got a
there's
couple.
A lot of stuff that causes irritation on a daily basis. I think, we've just figured out a workaround for this. Obviously, we didn't have too many clients beforehand using LinkedIn, but this year it's become more and more. So we thought, we need to start scheduling this. Buffer, fantastic tool, allows you to schedule on LinkedIn. However, you cannot natively do so. That would be great if LinkedIn can build that in.
Mate, 100%.
Yeah.
It's really annoying me that I was on one of our client accounts the other day. I was like, oh my God, Andreas, Twitter Blue, it's here. It came up in the drop down, but I was like, it's here. The subscription version of Twitter has finally arrived, and you can click on it and it loads up this little thing. It's like running through all the amazing features that you can get with Twitter Blue. I'm like, oh my God, this is cool, but you just can't
buy it yet.
You can't buy it. It just tells you like, this is Twitter Blue, this is what it does. But no, you can't get it yet. So hopefully we'll see that next year.
Well, rest assured, as soon as it is available, we're going to get it and we're going to do a review on it
100%.
So that everybody can know. Maybe it'll be a podcast, might be an article, but so everybody can know what they're getting with Twitter Blue, because there's been a lot of curiosity around it for probably the last year.
Yeah. Will we get that edit tweet button? That's always the one. You know, I was doing some research on this to see what other people were wishing for, and I found some articles from as like far back as like 2014, and they were like, please, to God, please give us the edit tweet button, because you can edit posts on like every other mainstream. You can't do it on TikTok. But I mean, that's not obviously as much about the copy, but on like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, you can edit the post, but you can't do it on. Will it be? We discussed just last week the changing of the guard at Twitter. The new CEO, Parag Agrawal, will he be the one to introduce the much sought after edit tweet button in 2022?
It was rumored to be part of the Twitter Blue package as
was.
well. Let's see. I think there's a good chance.
Well, there's this function that you can do where you can edit it before it. I'm looking forward to using it because I want to see exactly what this is about. It's like before it posts. So in that time between you've hit post and it pops up on your feed, in that time you can make changes, which sounds sort of pointless because
the millisecond that is involved.
I don't really. So I'm excited to see some more of that. One of the grievances I know that bothers you and you're bugging is the fact that you can only have 5 accounts signed in at any one time on Twitter.
Yeah, it's annoying. Got so many accounts that we manage here, and then it's like I'm having to use multiple browsers to stack those 5 pages, and everyone's people are like, oh yeah, use TweetDeck. Yeah, TweetDeck's great, but it's not the native Twitter, and I like to be dealing with the native Twitter. So yeah, I'd like to have more than 5, or even if I could categorize things and put stuff in various categories. That would be great as well.
That'd be nice, mate.
WhatsApp is technically a form of social media now, so I would actually quite like to be able to pin a message on WhatsApp.
Yes, you were saying this. This is all thought through. This is not
thought through.
Yeah,
if you're
that's cool,
listening,
mate. Yeah.
Dan's family again. I'm joking. But anyone listening, seriously, these are things that I think we need on social media. You know, a good platform listens to its audience and delivers on that. And Twitter have been notoriously very, very bad at that in the past. We've got things that we never even wanted, Twitter fleets, and things that...
I don't think we've mentioned fleets enough this year.
No, I hate it so much. And I feel like we've mentioned it every episode and it's still not enough for me to express how much I hated it. Anyway, go on.
I think... Yeah, there's a few other things I've got down here. Links in Instagram captions. That
never going to happen, Dan, but I like your thinking.
That would be nice.
I love it when a company just puts a link in there. Yeah, and I'm like, surely they know full and well now, after like a decade of this platform existing, that doesn't work. And it's even better when it's just the captions like, just hit the link. And it's like, nobody can do that.
Can't do that. But to be fair, I mean, Linktree are making a killing off of that feature alone, or lack of feature. So I mean, purely for the guys over at Linktree.
Linktree is a great tool.
Hopefully, I saw some people asking for a better reposting tool on Instagram. Like you've obviously got a few different apps that allow you to do that and stuff like that, but perhaps something
a native feature within Instagram to do that would actually be really cool.
That's what I was thinking. Something within Instagram that allows you to sort of like a retweet button almost.
I think because obviously a retweet is very clear that you're retweeting someone else's. For you to do a post of someone else, you could run into copyright issues because, you know, we know how harsh Instagram are when it comes to copyright.
100.
You know, a lot of like MMA accounts a few years ago all got pulled for using UFC footage, got their accounts just banned permanently. So that is like a black hole of potential difficulty there. But yeah, something like that would be great as well.
Yeah. Well, mate, we'll have to wait and see. We'll see what comes in 2022. The Social Jar will be back in the new year. Better than ever before. Maybe with a permanent set. Maybe not.
Should we just leave this up? I don't know.
Well, this has been great, mate. You look very festive. I'm hoping to see some more of this. We've got the uniform Christmas party coming up on Monday. I was tempted last time that we had a night out to share some great footage of you singing a Hercules number, karaoke.
Yeah, I sung
that was
Go
tempting.
the Distance, Hercules. It's just annoying though, because he played the actual... I wanted to sing the Michael Bolton version, but he played the Hercules version, which has this 2-minute pause in the middle where it's just like whatever the instrument is playing. And I was just stood on stage, just like... Don't know what to do next.
Jig. Hopefully we'll get that right.
We went
next
to the
time.
worst karaoke bar in Manchester, but anyway, it was a great night that time, and the Monday Christmas party where everyone's coming down is going to be fantastic as well.
Yeah.
So very excited, and to everybody who has supported the show, listen to the show wherever you've done now, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We are so grateful for what you've done for us this year to help us get to 11 episodes. With your support, we wouldn't be here. Please continue to show the love. If you haven't subscribed and you're new to the show, make sure you do that, because 2022, as Dan says, we're coming in hot. We are going to give you all your social media needs.
Indeed,
social
mate.
media needs in one convenient location.
And what I love about this show is that there seems to be a really consistent pool of listeners, guys that we know are going to be tuning in, listening every week. We get some really nice messages sent to both you and I saying, hey, listen to the show. It was really great this week. So it seems that we've built up a real core following. And so to everyone that's watched, especially those that, keep coming back, you are the real MVPs. We really appreciate all the support we've received this year. To you as well, mate. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a great fun. Episode 11, looking forward to really plunging into double digits next year, seeing where we end up. I'm really excited to see what the pod can become. There's plenty more to discuss. The great thing about social media is that it's an ever-changing world. There'll never not be news. So we'll be coming to you in the new year every couple of weeks with a new episode of The Social Jar. It's going to be great fun, mate. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. So I guess let's end it with a festive sing-along. Now I'm joking. But for everybody who has joined us.
Had me worried then, mate.
I was like, here's a number I prepared earlier. Last Christmas by Wham.
That one you sung at karaoke and only knew the chorus of.
Exactly. Who knows the lyrics on that song? But Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy
100%.
holidays. Enjoy yourself however you're celebrating. And we'll be back in 2022.